know this hooker's down on 42nd Street, but you got booties. I know this hooker's down on 42nd Street, but ill-gotten booties. Here we go.
When I do punch-ins or overdubs on a record, I go and just like everybody else, you sit in the control room behind the board with the producer. And, you're kind of sitting here and you've got your instrument here, and immediately right here is Bruce, and he's like staring at you, and you feel his eyes boring into the side of your head saying, come on, come up with your best, let's do it. And then there's Steven will be right over here, and he'll be ready to go, hey, why don't you, and everybody else is kind of around, for moral support. And it's really exciting because, you're on the spot. And, it can, for me, I'm a bass player. I'm used to having my stuff done, down pat. It's the bed of the song and that's it. But all of a sudden, you're on stage. And, for me, I get more stage fright right then probably than, when I'm out in front of 20,000 people.
Okay, let's keep that. Let's do one more for little insurance.
Tremendous amount of listening goes on, and real experimentation starts to happen. Because we record live, the band goes in and performs the song, and usually gets it in 1, 2, 3 takes. There's the song. Everything's there. The overdubbing process comes in. Maybe we'll try a trumpet here, or you have to get crazy with it. You can't limit yourself. The horizons have to be really far and wide.
This is just a recapitulation of the intro,
We write a song like Young Lust. Everybody goes, how can you sing a song about young lust when you're 40? And it's like, how are those kids going to relate to that? And it's not about them. It's about us feeling that young lust and allowing ourselves to feel that, and calling in those feelings that you still have when you're 40. I still have. And it's really a tongue-in-cheek kind of song, but it's still, about, that other side of our lives, that a lot of people my age don't allow themselves anymore. They don't allow themselves the pleasure of listening to rock and roll anymore. It's like they start to believe what society tells them about what you're supposed to do when you're 30 and 35 and 40 and 45 and 50. You're supposed to be, it's all defined by what's on TV and all this stuff. And I don't watch TV, so I don't worry about what the Huxtables are doing. You know what I mean? What I'm supposed to be wearing. I can tell a little bit when I drive by the yacht club, but I never go in there.
This is a proposal for our album cover. Okay, you got to tell me your honest opinion. How about Young Lust?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, you could call the album that and have the two trucks, the cover of Young Lust and the two trucks on top of each other, and that would be totally hilarious.
Don't you like that picture of the two trucks?
Everybody loves that picture. Whoever sees it, they go crazy. Especially if you call it Young Lust, because it's hilarious.
But they're two old trucks. But I don't see the rock and roll, get the rock and roll thing. Here I see the penis and the vagina, and that's, hey, that's how you rock and roll. This, the two trucks fucking, is like, whoa. And you'll
What's that got to do with rock and roll? I mean, why is that any more rock and roll
because
than that?
pumps is on the side of the truck, and it really doesn't have to mean anything. I painted this picture of how I got somewhere, and I got there by feeding that fucking monkey on my back. And you don't throw those four-letter words, which are in every teenager, I mean every teenager's vocabulary is a four-letter word. Why? Because he can. Same reason a dog licks his balls, because he can. And it's a cool thing, and Mom doesn't like it, but I'm going to say it because she doesn't like it. And so I use those words because they're very descriptive. It's my orange and blacks and fuchsias in my painting of my art. And no Tipper Gore or any of those people are going to tell me I can't use that. Besides which, if they agree with me that drugs is a big problem in the United States, and I ought to know because I did them for enough years and killed myself doing it almost. If they agree with me on that, then they're going to have to listen to me on how to tell my story. Because you're not going to do it by saying no. Just saying no is like saying just cheer up to a manic depressant. It's much deeper than that. And so feeding that fucking monkey on my back is going to make a kid's ears perk up and maybe listen to the lyric. Then those 2 out of 10 that are just going to lollygag along and do nothing are going to maybe get what I'm talking about in that song. And therefore, doing a lot more to the drug problem in the United States than just saying no. Let's do it.
Then you go into the mixing process, and this is the other nice part. If you got this organ part here just doesn't work, you just go, it's out of there. So, you know, the listening, it's the repeated listening and having a vast knowledge of music too, historically, what works, what doesn't work.
You play the top. Play the top. Okay. Just these sections.
2 stages of when an album is finished. There's the stage where my stuff is finished, and there's the stage where the album is in the can. It's been mixed, mastered, and it's ready to go. In the first case, I didn't want it to end. I had gone into this project pushing myself harder than I ever had, and feeling the energy from the band and from Bruce pushing me harder than ever before. And it was just this big challenge to see how good a record I could make. And having come to the end of my tracks, I felt that I had played better than ever before, that my tracks were better than any record I've played on yet. And so I just felt this satisfaction and this, not only satisfaction, but I just felt so warmed up. I mean, I was ready to go. I was ready to keep doing this. And all of a sudden it was time for me to be done.
Oh, that's the greatest time of all. For me, that's like, wow, that's like what I work for all year. If you were to ask me when's the time, most people say, when my feet get on the beach of Maui. For me, it's when it's all finished, and I get on that plane, and I got the cassette right here, and it's a finished product, and I go, wow. Because, you work 6 months on an album, and you spend a year and a half touring on it. It's like it's like a wave, and the surfboard's your album, and you got the wave, and you want to ride that sucker all the way to the shore. And so it's finished, and it's the greatest. You know, it's just that feeling of just, I'm so elated at that time that it's a scary place, and I can't wait to get on the road or something else, because it really is a void. It's like the eye of the tornado. Try it one more time.
Well, it's just another chapter in the journey. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it was a really good record for us. I mean, I can see the flaws in it and stuff, but you know, you're only as good as your next record, you know. So it's just another place to step off to go on to the next thing, you know.
And then it came time when the album was finished. And here was this group of songs. And I knew how I felt about them, but I had no idea how anybody else in the world was going to react to them. I had no idea if we had the album that we needed to get us beyond the point we were at.
Take me to the other side. Take me to the other side. Take me to the other side. Take me to the other side.
We've withstood the test of time, and I don't really know if there are any other tests for us other than ourselves.
Pump has just allowed us to be a little bit freer than we ever were before. In this world of watch what you say and the PMRC and all that stuff still don't mean shit to a tree. It just allows us to be even freer than we were before, because now we know that freedom isn't just saying the word fuck or whatever. It's getting out of our own way. It's letting the kid out. It's having the freedom to express ourselves.
There's a few things you could do, but it's like, it's a fucking masterpiece.
He likes it.
It's amazing.
He likes it!